What is a whistleblower, and what alerts them to fraudulent activity or
Right.
questionable activity?
That's a good question. I think every whistleblower has a unique story to tell, obviously. And we can sort of talk in two contexts of types of frauds. You have one fraud that is either it's perpetrated against the company, whereas there's other frauds that are perpetrated on behalf of a company. So it might be helpful if I distinguish between the two.
Sure.
Perpetrating a fraud against the company would be things like theft, padding your timesheet, taking assets or other things of value in consideration for yourself. It's hurting the company. In the other context, perpetrating a fraud on behalf of the company really comes into these stories where you hear of accounting frauds, where you have high-level officers that might be engaged in unethical business practices, inflating or misreporting financials so that they can induce investors or lenders to get additional money. So if you think of it in that context, the whistleblower is someone who finds out about one of these misdeeds. And oftentimes, again, we can talk a little bit more about some whistleblower stories later, but there are these people that come into these crossroads of wanting to do what the right thing is, and they blow the whistle. I always like to use the analogy of what is a whistleblower. Think of it in terms of a referee. What does a referee really do? They blow the whistle. They call timeout to get the facts straight. And unfortunately, I think sometimes we have a bad connotation of whistleblowers.
Sure.
They're perceived as rats. They're perceived as people that are disloyal. But these people are oftentimes people that should be respected for their courage, for their moral value. And most whistleblowers that I've talked with, in the end, they do what they do because they believe it's the right thing. They believe it's in line with the mission of the organization. They believe it's in line with the core value system of the organization. And in the end, they're doing what they feel is right.